Have you ever wondered how architects make their designs? As a soon-to-be architect, we design for the present with an awareness from the past, and of course for a future which is essentially unknown.
It is a daunting course from the very beginning. Before the pandemic, we always stay and sometimes sleep in the RT loft, fourth floor in our university. We experience having eye bags, backaches.
At Basafal, memories with our fellow classmates. 3 years of grueling torture, we could tell you that it's been worth it.
Thanks to our beloved professors, we've developed and we are still developing our thought process and of course ourselves.
There are still a lot more to go, but we know that no matter how hard it is, we can do it. Today, let us share with you the designs we've been working on this semester and the process behind them.
The site of the design problem is located in Parke, Dumaguete City. It is also considered as the heart of the city. It was constructed on September 16, 1916. The lot was donated by the Patero and Pastor family. The park was named after the favorite President Manuel Luis Molina Quezon. It is located at the center of the city and a historical landmark in the city of gentle people. On our site analysis, you can see the amihan or cold air from the northeast and the habagat or warm air from the southwest, sunrise from the east and sunset from the west. The hottest area would be from 12 noon to 3 p.m. that would be located from the south to the west. The green area or the vegetations located all throughout the site, a lot of road networks located all throughout the city. The heat map will indicate the different high and low intensity spaces. We have 4 intersections located in our site: the northeast, the southeast, southwest, and northwest. Existing building around the park. On our north, we have McDonald's, Tops and Bottoms, Plaza Maria Luisa Suites Inn. On our east, we have Philippine Post Office, CLC Landing, City Hall. On our south, we have the different shops, the 4-story commercial building, and on our west, we have the Bell Tower, the St. Catherine of Alexandria Cathedral, the Jollibee in the Bank of the Philippine Islands, or the BPI. The entrances and the exits located on the current site, along with the indicated pathways all throughout the space. We also have different structures or spaces on the current site. We have the parking spaces, the waiting sheds, the 4 waiting sheds. We have the ball field, the concrete circular bench located below the trees, the kiosk or the gazebo, the Kiwanis building, or as we all know, the LTO, the Jose Rizal's monument, the tourism office, the playground, the fountain, the Barangay Poblacion 3 Barangay Hall, and last is the waste water treatment facility. SWOT analysis that would indicate the site's strength, which are accessible to everyone, big space for people to roam around, diverse people, and located at the heart of the city. Its weakness are traffic roads all around, city view with pollution, too much noise disruption, too much heat, lack of tranquility, and lack of intimate spaces. We also have our opportunities, which are to make a space where people can achieve having an intimate space within the city, be with nature and have physiological and psychological benefits while strolling, and to design a space where we can incorporate different methods. Our threats, which are overcrowding, improper waste disposal, and low security. This is the process, the factors, and how we came up with our designs today. On our existing problems, some customers' vehicle of the surrounding establishments parked around the park. Tourism office did not complement around the park through design. Small area for the children's playground. Some instances provide that pathways have become driveways of some government-owned vehicles are parked inside these areas due to the lack of parking spaces. Littering and vandalism are present in the area. Congested roads due to the lack of parking spaces of the establishments around the park. We also have our solutions to our problems, which are elevated corner to provide parking lot or area, improve pedestrian flow within the park, visible signage and a 24/7 patrol, maximize open space, maximize vegetation, and to improve and relocate comfort room and tourism office.
Goal: the redesigned park's new vision is to connect people of Dumaguete City to a green space that plays important recreational, environmental, and cultural functions, contributing to a better quality of life. Design concept: Dungaw literally means to look at. To look beyond the cityscape itself, we give Dumagueteños something that is new and unique design of a park that allows user to see a whole new perspective of the beautiful city. Design problem: Dumaguete as a fast-growing city, traffic flow around the downtown area is now a problem, and thus some vehicles are parked around the premises of the park, makes the road narrow. Dumagueteños nowadays are looking for new spots that is inviting and at the same time adventurous. So, as a designer, we designed the park based on the mentioned problems, and thus we came up to our design solution, which is to elevate a part of the city park, improve and relocate comfort room and tourism office, maximize open space, improve pedestrian flow within the park, maximize vegetation, and visible signage and a 24/7 patrol. Terrain design process: the existing park right now has a relatively flat ground, which makes it boring and less lively. We elevate one corner of the park for two main reasons. First is to make a parking area for the surrounding vehicles to park. Second is that to have a unique feature that makes the park attractive to people at the same time. Site analysis: Amihan, coming from northeast with an open space with minimal vegetation to maximize the cool breeze. Habagat, coming from southwest with denser vegetation to protect from strong wind.
Tourism Office. The tourism office located at the corner of Legazpi Street. We had this idea to place the building at the ground level so that the tourism office has a green roof that became a new kind of interface between public and private with an occupiable grass roof on top. People can easily access the grass roof on the tourism office, which would naturally attract people to rest and stop over. This building also has an art gallery The purpose to show the Dumaguiteños local artists' creativity and talent. Parking, a sustainable, eco-friendly, and permeable parking area located at the corner of the Perdices Street, ground level. Virtually maintenance-free, stormwater management can be managed on the site without the need for drainage infrastructure. Having this kind of parking space serves as a demonstration of various practices that can be used to reduce the environmental impacts of conventional asphalt parking lot. Activity area. Located center at the elevated part of the park is the activity area. It is 3 meters above ground and has access to all the adjacent spaces. Activity area is usually where cultural and recreational events takes place. This green open space allows users to enjoy the surroundings while staying or having a rest that can boost their mood and to feel connected with nature. The viewing deck, one of the unique features in our design park. Elevated 6 meters above the ground is our viewing deck. This can be an outlooking spot that captures a new perspective of downtown area and the rest of the park. The sloping part of this area between the viewing deck and the activity area is a seating structure, an amphitheater-like that can also be steps going to the deck. Multi-level kiosk. The multi-level kiosk located at the bottom part of the elevated area is inspired by the layered form of the adjacent Mugati Bell Tower. This kiosk attracts and accommodates different age group and with different abilities since it has 3 categories depending on the story of the structure. People can stay here to overlook the view of the park.
The public restroom. The public restroom, which is placed strategically at the ground level of the park, is for the convenience of the user with different age group and different abilities. It also has a signage visible enough to locate easily. The public restroom applies the same element as a tourism office with an occupiable green roof that attracts people to rest and to stop over. Pedestrian paths and a composite stair and ramp. Paths and the composite stairs and ramp are wide enough and are usually accessible to all kind of users to give them convenience whilst enjoying the park. Also avoid traffic flow and unwanted circumstances within the park. Paths in this park is strategically located that connects to different parts of the area and foresee adequate access from the surrounding roads and contain resting areas with bench and canopy trees. Benches and seatings. Benches and seatings are an important part of an urban park and is essential for social interaction. This peel-up inspired furniture serves as a resting place, ergonomically designed to all kinds of users. Some of these furnitures include table for group gatherings, bike and foot bridge. This is few of the new features of the redesigned park, which one should look forward to. This bridge stretched from one corner to another in a curvature line to give user a fun and little adventure while overlooking the park's surroundings. Playground. The park's playground is located center at the bottom part of the park, a few walk from the main pathway. The playground itself forms a terraces-like ground to add more texture and fun for the area. In the redesigned park, the playground has been properly equipped to encourage different age groups and with disabilities to engage more on physical activity and social inclusion. The circular shed. This circular shed is located at the bottom right corner of the plan. This structure serves as a shed in the morning that caters people to have a social interaction with the people around. At night, this serves as a massage area to cater the ambulant massage therapist.
overall effect of the city. By solving and redesigning the Dumaguete City Park, we maximize green space to provide opportunity to connect with nature, considering that the green space is a reflection to nature. With the vegetations all over the park, it can now assume a role of integration and replacement of agriculture and forestry system in the city. And if managed properly, it can make important contribution to sustainability and urban climate mitigation, or as a taught in our tropical design class. However, the heat island effect. The park serves as a resting, playing, sporting activities and also include facilities, cultural and recreational center, and are generally designed eco and user-friendly vernacular architecture.
In a busy and hectic city, we would want to rest in a place where calmness and beauty exist in harmony. In order for a city not to collapse, the heart must be at peace. Like a butterfly, freely fluttering and dancing with the wind, the concept Kalinaw came through our mind. Elegant, intricate wings, completely flowing with the streams of wind, calmly flickering and shimmering under the sunshine on the morning and moonlight. A concept humanity seeks all throughout their life. Kalinaw is a Visayan term for calmness or peace. We want to make the people of Dumaguete realize that there is always a place for them to unwind and relax, forget the city life, and let them feel close to nature. As the representation of our concept, we chose nature for the beauty and peacefulness it possesses, and a butterfly which freely fluttering and dancing with the wind, meaning we also want our users to explore and experience something they can enjoy within this park.
In our conceptualization, we come up with this design by incorporating the nature and gracefulness of the butterfly. First, we started off from a plain lot. For our pathways, they are designed and created gracefully as a butterfly, soft, curvy edges. In relation to nature, we decided to elevate our ground to look like little hills, to really connect with nature and the outdoors. We decided to elevate the ground to give off an intimidating feeling from the user's view outside the park. Lastly, vegetations are really important, thus putting a lot of trees and plants in our park to provide a calm feeling. Kalinaw para sa mga tao. When entering our park, the first structure that would catch your attention is located at the entrance, with its flexibility and gracefulness that really captures the essence of a butterfly. Although our park has different entrances and exits, we wanted that when the users enter our park, it gives off an accent or makes an impression. As you go further inside our park, at the center, the monument of Rizal and Quezon is found, which is being revitalized and reborn, making it more pleasing to the eyes of the users. Near the monument, the gazebo and the fountain can easily be found, or seen rather, behind the trees, which gives off a cool effect of the surroundings. The gazebo, which has an eye-catching design, caters to users whenever they have meetings and small gatherings, especially the elderly. The form and design is inspired from butterflies' chrysalis, which means shelter and the beginning of transformation. From the area of chrysalis, evolved butterflies would freely move around. The several paths that surround the gazebo represents the different path and direction that the butterflies would take to explore nature. In application to the users, the gazebo is surrounded by greenery, so people can spend their time relaxing as much as they want to. And since a lot of people gathered here, there are several paths for them to take, allowing people to walk freely and peacefully, especially during normal days. Moving on to the fountain, which can also be an area wherein people can stand by and take pictures. Here at the fountain, you can easily see our tayada, where a lot of people gather and where events takes place. We placed a seating structure for people to use. The form of this seating structure is inspired from the antenna of the butterfly. This comes with the grass in between steps, making it greener and more comfortable place to stay. The tree surrounding it gives shade and also makes the user feel comfortable and close to nature. The people can use the area for different purposes, ensuring that people can run around and move freely. Near the Tayada is where the stalls are located. Whenever you are hungry, you can directly see the stalls which sells street foods that we Pinoys enjoy.
As you walk around our park, you can see the barangay hall together with the CR. In an aerial view, we can see that it forms as a wing of a butterfly. As you can see that the features of the public CR has louver partitions and reversible windows to provide natural ventilations of the structure. In addition to this, on top of the barangay hall serves as a viewing deck for the users to see the overview of the park. As you explore further, you can find the playground together with the parents' shed. The playground follows the hills of nature. While the kids are playing, they can also enjoy the feeling of climbing hills, take shelter in the caves, and sliding through mountains. As for the parents' shed, this is where the parents can stay while their children is playing in the playground. Not only the parents but also those who wants to rest and take shelter can stay here as well, inspired from both nature and form of a butterfly. The structure is made to become a dual purpose, while others can stay on the benches and the others can experience the outdoor from the rooftop and enjoy the view from there. We made sure that it can receive natural air by making it open while surrounding it with gardens, finishing off with a pond which also captivates and make our park more interesting.
Our park has several patterns inside, since a butterfly has interesting and playful pattern on its wings. We use it to form the pathways on the park. It means to explore and experience nature and calm, peaceful atmosphere it gives. We provided a lot of vegetation since the park is located at the centermost part of Dumaguete City, which a lot of vehicles are present, thus making it more polluted. Not to mention, a lot of commercial spaces are present around the park. The vegetation cancels out the pollution in the said area. By doing this to our park, which is located at the heart of Dumaguete, gives a vibe that in the heart of Dumaguete lies within, a calm and peaceful nature-friendly park. And it's a place where they can unwind, then feel the vibe of nature. Despite of being in a crowded place, the park gives a peaceful feeling for the people, and that's what makes it the heart of Dumaguete.
hot atmosphere. And you want somewhere to rest. But you don't want to spend money just to stay inside an air-conditioned space like McDo or the mall. Maybe you prefer a space filled with green and just alien compared to the city. Parks are meant to define the life of the city, where people come and stay. That was when the idea of wave or ballad for a concept came along. Ballad reminded us of people, be it actual size or personality. People come in all shapes and sizes. They can come off as strong or gentle. And like waves, people are never the same. They change and they evolve and they come and go. But we definitely want them to come to the park. The ocean is a force from nature that are created by the moon's gravitational pull. It can also be influenced by the wind or underwater displacements. Now, all of these factors come together to make different kinds of waves. We have breaking waves, spilling waves, surging waves, deep water waves, shallow waves, back waves, and many more. It really reminded us of people, and since we're doing this to change people's lives, we thought that ballad was truly a fitting concept for our design. Spots with specific kinds of waves become tourist attractions around the world because many are exclusive in their own areas. The Philippines itself has thousands of beaches and resorts, but only a few contain big waves enough to surf on. However, none are massive like the ones in Hawaii. Just like people, waves are different and unique. Maybe similar, but unique. We have designed our park to be timeless for all times and seasons in order to attract both locals and tourists and keep the park alive just like how waves do it for the ocean. It's an exciting place to be where people can escape from the bustling gray of the city life.
Experience is the driving force in design space. It wants you to would your design space be a good one or a bad one? We wanted to engage the users as much as possible, carry them into different kinds of environment into one area, that being a park. Balloon is all about spatial reference. Encourage people to explore all the different areas within the perimeter of the city park. Different experimental environment has become the user's spatial spaces. It's like being in a cafe. There's just one particular space that sticks to you, and you keep coming back to that space. With this thought in mind, we aim to foster unique experiences with levels of awe, nostalgia, and peace through physical movement, with the design of the surroundings and layout. As much as waves reminds us of people, our design is ultimately aimed at bringing people together. There's a quote by Leonardo da Vinci saying, "A wave is never alone, but is mingled with other waves." Designing the park is more than just making experiences for the people who will be using the park. It's a community. It's about making a community. The park could potentially be a safe space for a lot of people. Maybe the beautiful design makes people get in the mood and becoming a new meeting place where you get to know new people, just like how bars and pubs turn into.
Imagine yourself tired from work and you've been finally released from your place of torment. And you decide, hey, maybe I should take a break at the new city park. And now the pedicab is transporting you there if you don't have your own motorbike or car. And you're approaching this forest within the heart of the city. You can barely see anything inside from the outside. But you could tell that there were already people there exploring the newly designed space. We only have 6 entrances, 3 on each side, and limited the number of pathways to maximize the spaces with grass and trees. So you could see here the amount of green we've put in. Also to note, surrounding the park, we we decided to use hedges to define the contour rather than short steel fences. Here we have a diagram indicating which sides cars could park in, which is the color pink. And we've also indicated where the pedestrian lanes are. Lastly, we have a lay-by because this particular section of the main street is notorious for traffic, and having a lay-by would resolve the traffic problems. With our concept, one question often comes into mind, and that is how balloon influences the architecture in the park. For starters, we decided to actually put a wave in the park. It's a massive but gentle slope along the park's landscape, which cuts away people from the right side of the park. Then the rest of the structures within the park are free-form, and though essentially they are all similar but unique in both function and appearance. We research a lot of pictures of waves and the types they are, and use their shape for the design of both edifice and smaller structure.
First impressions are important, right? You see that the entrance becomes sort of like an underwater gateway that welcomes the users into the park. Then in respect to the one who inspired the name of the park, we have a monument with him playing chess with Rizal. Since the original park had a statue of our national hero, why not, right? Two respectable men playing chess. You can see the rest of the park from where you were standing until you reach the stone dividers, and from there, you could see the rest of the city park. We placed an artificial waterfall as an additional tourist attraction, while at the same time functions as a coolant for the park, knowing how hot it is. We also have a massive pavilion that we fashioned after a wave. You can see how cool it looks as it plays the light throughout the day because of its skeleton. Another tourist attraction is the skateboard park with its own structures resembling waves. It was about time someone made an actual skateboard park. We have a restroom beside the playground for the convenience of the kids. Its roof also resembles a waveform. This also applies to the playground. Even our benches and lights are inspired by movements of waves, giving the spaces new feel each time.
Actually, our overall design was for the users. Specifically, we're designing a park or revitalizing the heart of the Magete. We always think about how the users can benefit from it. So we learned this from Mr. Vincito when we're presenting our design. They always said when designing something, you always think about how the users can benefit from it. First, we gathered information or data gathering from the people. We asked several questions from them, and then we investigate the site for us to be able to have a solidify or have a concrete data to make a conceptualization process, and then we have also the main goal of the design. So architects have to learn to empathize with the users to really draw out the potentials of the projects. Now, space is power. That's why there are so many different kinds of emotions brought out when people are in different kind of spaces. To make the users feel peaceful or PO is the job of an architect. So, because only a handful of people might remember who made the space, right? So, but that is if only that found out who is in the first place. Okay. The only last thing that people are gonna remember is how they felt inside the space. They like waves rushing in. So well the emotions of people when they bask in the glory of lofty buildings when they step into the furnace room. So it is powerful and beautiful. So with this project, supposedly revitalizing the part of the city, heart of the city, is meant to break the monotony of city life. It's not meant to be waste of space, where it's dusty and dead, where it's hot and barely anybody stays there. The radical change we built in will change that. We will change that. It's no longer be dead. It will be filled with the life, where all kinds of people would come and enjoy the different kind of spaces. So again, good afternoon and thank you. Enjoy the show.
Hi, my name is Melanie, and I am part of our team, Alindahaw Salasan. We have been designing for 3 months. There's still a lot of changes to cover on, but so far, this is our progress. The housing park located in the middle of the city gives a lot of problems, but with applicable solutions. The street and vehicles giving off noise and pollution, and lively spaces inside the park doesn't respond to human needs. To make it simple, what we're trying to do is putting a forest in the middle of the city. It's to give a lot of opportunities for the human, animals, and environment. Incorporating the forest factors, fields, mountains, ponds, anthills, caves, taro leaves, and mushrooms, and trees. The major spaces are born and applied. We designed a park that completely alters the character of the city. It would be a design with the people as the most important subject, a design that would evolve through time. This inspires the concept of Alindahaw sa design. Nature itself has a lot of benefits on our life. As humans are part of nature, we tend to go back to our roots. We are closer to nature more than we know. You might not notice it, but people tend to flock around and get excited around trees and vegetation, on nature scenes and views more than cityscapes and concrete. We enjoy strolling through the wilderness and laugh at the wind and whispers of the trees, under the shades of trees with the singing of birds echoing all throughout the space, satiated within the scenes filling the eyes, a wonder we all relish in.
Since nature is diverse, we made sure that every aspect of our design is covered. We have a cave, anthill, mushrooms, taro, river, and open fields. Several mountains are also located in every corner in order to attain the view of the forest. With the space completely different from the city, it would be an attraction on both locals and tourists. A more fulfilled life in the middle of the chaos in the city. Looking from the outside of the park, you'll notice the curtain of leaves blown by the wind, clamoring everywhere, making it hard to view from the outside, but slight peak of the spaces inside can still be noticed. Everywhere you can see different shades of greens and browns, earthy shades covering every corner of the park, with mounds like mountains, creating the intimate space inside the park.
Wandering deeper from our entrance, the sound of rushing water announces the entire space, like a hidden oasis where life all starts. The main feature of the park is its pond. The space represents the river of nature, tirelessly flowing to the world. Not only does it captivate people, it is also a cooling agent for the whole park, with fishes swaying elegantly through waters, trees giving shade and grass completely bare from people to sit on and spend their time just enthralled by everything. A pathway going to the gazebo, like a leaf of mushroom floating on the river, entirely accessible for anyone who wants to go to just relish themselves on water. A monument which represents Rizal and Quezon holding a lamp who give light Filipino people in order to attain a future.
An amphitheater unconcealed for anyone to practice or perform on, with different angles that are available for people to view on. The trees all around that acts as a sound reflector, making the experience more special for everyone. Big red flower on each side is inspired by Rafflesia, a trash bin that adapts the environment but still made it a lot easier to spot on. Benches that made you feel like you're leaning on a mountain or meadows, a naturalistic design which is also concentrates on a comfortability for the user. Cave-like structure which is our semi-private office, wide open function hall and public restroom, connecting the grassy ground to the structure, making it completely part of the landscape. The design also helps the structure to cool off on its inside without using the air conditioning.
A pluritus mushroom inspired by a picnic table that accommodates every person's possible. A playground that has hills and slides and tree houses. Leaf-like shading that makes the park act as a centerpiece for its design. Public restroom designed after the imagery of an anthill, going inside to its tunnels or rooms provided for a specified users and utilizing the roof as a viewing deck. As the sun shines to the interpark, trees acting as a shades, watching the sun rays peeking through the leaves, walking with trees and grassy surfaces with plants glancing your way, the smell of grass and plants reaching deep within your being and entirely immersing yourself with the nature. That would be the experience although out the pathways of the park. Every inspiration of the design is all go back to its concept, which is Alindao sa Lasang. Combining with everything, we came up with a forest that has a lot of factors. Since forest isn't just about trees and grass, there are a lot more to be found and to enjoy on each. People tend to spend a lot of their fortunes driving long roads in order to reach a forest. A view within the fingertips but never reach. Bring the forest to the people may be a huge step, but soon it will be a treasure that cannot be measured by any value.